nice to see. And you know, I think it's all
to set up torch and just begin the burning on the floor, which got slightly changed in this recent patch.
Yeah, burning the T'Challa indeed, man. I mean, that's just a lot of damage down towards that point, forcing them away from it, building up ult charge as well as Wizard Dread just kind of going back and forth. And like you said, a lot of these guys trying to tunnel ladder. Sky Rifle trying to find backline one-shots, cannot necessarily, though. But a lot of damage still happening here as the strategist doing a good job on Lotus to keep everybody still healthy.
Back and forth as Coco finds one onto Bo, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when a lot of the bans come through onto heroes like Phoenix. You know, a lot of damage is sort of lost in these fights, and you know, everybody sort of hit the Terra Cape. Armor's going to go down.
The right click, and there is the pick onto back as the point has still not been taken. Are you kidding me? Back and forth we go. Yeah, good shot there as Colin takes the space, going to drop SGHT, and they want to retake the point with 35 on. Out goes again the Eternal Bond, and bang, Inspire going to find Coco here for Lotus as they still try to maintain this positioning on point, and they are really doing that job as we see Wizard fall, and they still have full team numbers with 3 down and are going to slowly matched by Loki, and the cycle repeats. So Lotus here holding on with 70%, doing a great job playing with this more unique composition.
Absolutely. I think it's interesting that their
Eternal Bond focused composition where everyone is just launching that Eternal Bond back and forth, right? So there's just so much more of an advantage on a team that has a Magneto in that. So good switch there by Wizard now as we start the next fight back. Does find value on Inspire right before the heal comes through. That is tough. Still being held here by Dubai. Out goes the Sonic Seduction, trying to pull teams towards the center. Armor with a pick there on a back, right back. Adam up in the sky for the iframe. Still gets dunked on out of the moon. Necro falls. Another Sky Rifle gonna find when you use an Emma shield. If you place it a little too short and your cloak, for example, floats above the shield, it's actually like a backboard to help take that pick. Wizard Dread gonna find Inspire off the rip again. Dubai at 96%, looking heavily down in the initial start of this fight. But wow, well done. We go once more. Psionic Seduction does not find too much into the back line. Play, and the Meteor M not gonna be used quite yet because it was unfortunately just slightly off during that moment.
And right now, I mean, there's cleaning up, right? Nobody else here in Dubai. They actually win round number 1 after you mentioned the shit. It was a rough start for them, but I mean, huge shout out to the strategist players, both Lokis on
Dubai come back from that exact situation in the last map.
Now they're coming up to the main side, right? They do have that Eternal Bond and nothing to really.
After your choke, it actually allows them to get that cooldown off. So make sure you only use one. And there's a pick there from SGHT onto Wizard. Right back as Lotus now wants to take the point. Only about 15% on here for Dubai.
Yeah, early pick off by him. I think it was another hook. I mean, both Buckies are absolutely popping off right now. Hitting hooks. Earlier, the Emma getting hooked, forced to use Diamond Form because of it. Now they come back with Eternal Bond. It's a messy.
2 more here on the point should things not go your way, but they are going to also push them into their choke and break the entire wall around them.
Well, and that's off the back of Wizard Dread getting picked. I mean, that was a huge hook by Armor.
To get off. Sky Rifle up in the sky. Will it land onto everyone? It does. And they find 1. Can I see 2 onto Bo? Potentially. Does not get the reset. Does get the reset now. Right back on to Cloak, who is running under those crystals to stay healthy. That's a reset again from Sky Rifle. Bach gonna clean things up. Sky onto Neck. Call it on SGHT. And the retake is real with ult advantage.
Yeah, on the backside, go underground. Doesn't see the torch actually hiding behind him, so maybe gonna get flanked on here. And in fact, he actually does. 1v1 now in the sky.
Ton of resource.
Neither goes down.
Yeah, that was tough. I mean, that was that's just wild. It's so funny that they both don't fall there in that moment, but a ton of resources being utilized to keep them healthy. Sky ready again to launch with a Kraken Impact. All right, excuse me, that's Armor with Kraken Impact. Sky at about 50%. SGHT on a Wizard. Match right back at Sky Rifle gets a pick. Numbers dead even in this fight. Ult advantage on the Lotus, though, who are down heavily.
The neck robe with the copy on that Eternal Bond, which they committed in that fight. Now, Dubai, though, 99% of the board do give up that objective, but they have that Eternal Bond ready to go with Coco's copy. Sky Rifle as well does have that Kraken Impact. This is going to be a hard fight for Lotus to win. The only real way they win is, I think, via probably a Meteor M from sight. Maybe he can connect with Bowman and his Sonic.
Get that reset naturally instead, playing with the team, just dealing a ton of damage. Bang, down goes another. Dubai retaking the point has been huge for them. That should be enough. It is. Dubai on to map 1.
Yeah, that fight just was not, or by Dubai was too good. The pacing was too fast, and Lotus individually Inspire was as good, if not better. So strong. Gets the bubble, also shipped out of there, so he's still safe.
Yeah, a ton of movement on Phoenix, and iframe even with that dash. Immediately gets bubbled up. A good pull like you had.
Yeah, let's go, Colin. Just huge shots here. Nakamoto, wait, what? This is a bit late. No, Bowman tried to turn it back. The Bowman tried to turn it back with sight, but they could not. And I don't know, this is interesting. To be honest, I feel like Dubai Matcha's composition is a little bit better, right? You have combinations, like you mentioned earlier, Shib, right? With the Phoenix alongside Magneto. You can go for like one shots. But opposite side for Lotus, I mean, they got no value out of the Kraken.
By the time that it actually matters, as it is a 3-minute cooldown, but team is setting up now. I like that position there for the Punisher. These are those things you take out into ladder, folks, when you're watching these, players play at this high of a level. They're all, oh my goodness, the last thing went out to the Magneto bubble and got 0 value at all. Just pulled out the self-bubble cooldown. So Bach there. Instead, they're just going to bank on the fact that Bo, if he follows or falls early here, Coco, great positioning, biting time, waiting this out a little bit, letting those shield cooldowns go through, and they will retake now that it's done. Inspire gonna find Sky though, putting Lotus now at the early pick. That was disgusting. Well done, Inspire.
Well, it's also Bach's over to Doctor Strange, so they're on triple Vanguard now against Wolverine, and they're stuck on it because they've already portaled through. Wolverine's getting his claws charged up, Shib, and this could be worrisome for Dubai.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a difficult decision. Do you use this ult or do you switch? And it looks like Bach has elected to use the ult as Lotus now about halfway to... And it worked more for Bo on the side of Lotus. Inspire going to find one too, but Wizard going to be taking out Rook, and that is tough. Sky Rifle onto armor. Can they maintain this positioning here? Lotus so close to getting the point. They do, and it's only 48%. Not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad at all. I mean, they're trying to force the pass out of the Wolverine. They get that switch, but the problem is that Sky Rifle is just not being looked at this whole time. He's going to maybe evade everybody else who's getting out of the fight, runs back to his team. And that's the biggest strength that Dubai Matcha have right now is they swap Bach back over. Sky with the head hook of oh my god, Wonderland gets removed. Same thing on the back line, comes in with that song, goes into the rest of the team, and Colin and Bach are both removed. So is the rest of Dubai, man, and they're just, at that point, it's kind of over. Huge ultimate from Bow of Man, connected onto Wonderland. And Dubai back to the spawn, 70%. They're building the tick rate as well. Looks like Ship.
Yeah, I'm just curious if it was a bit of an overcommitment. Honestly, probably not. It was smart play. I liked where it landed, but now it is one fight territory for virtually either side. Dubai going to be up in ult advantage. Inspire going to have it a few, let's say arguably like a minute, if not less, into the fight. So we'll be close. Sight needs to land a big
sight, but unfortunately just met by the rest of Dubai Matcha in a huge last stand.
Like a torch in the sky. Instead, everybody just performed.
Phoenix gameplay out of Sky Rifle. And that's sort of going to change things moving forward for Dubai Matcha. I think having a fantastic player like this, they're still in the upper bracket too. That was an upper bracket matchup between Lotus and Dubai Matcha in the round of 8. So we're going to see those guys move on to the round of 9. And that's going to be exciting to watch this team moving forward, Dubai Matcha versus some of the other top teams. Which now, we see teams like Dark Zero there, Nemesis. There's a lot of good teams now moving on.
And right at the end there,